Good morning, my loves. Happy Tuesday. It is a rather chilly morning here at the lake. It's in the 40s. High today is in the 60s. But let me switch this around so you can see. It's pretty out. Typical Arizona day. So, this is a big topic today, and I'm going to try and do it justice. I was talking to one of my favorite people on the planet last evening, and he's not a client, he's just a friend. And we were just talking about life in general. And then I just coincidentally had several text messages and DMs from other people on similar topics. So to me, that's a clue. This is what I need to talk about. So in our life, we have to be willing to let go of people that we love, situations that we love. You have to be able to just, okay, let it go. Let it go. It's part of life. It's growing because we are all of us, I don't care how old you are, we're continually growing, and life throws a lot of curveballs. And when you go through a trauma, it changes you. And it could be a core wound, something that is just hits you absolutely at the deepest part of your soul, or it could be something not as traumatic, but it still changes you. So we're going to start off by talking about kids. So with kiddos, as you know, once they start preschool, they start getting their little attitude and their independence, and it's kind of cute, although some of the habits they pick up aren't so cute. But they're growing. They have to learn boundaries. You have to set the boundaries. They're growing up. Once they start getting older, they're going to start developing friendships. Some good, some not so good. You're there to help them understand the good, the bad, and the, oh, I don't think so. And you have to let them fall on their ass sometimes because they're not willing to walk away from a friendship. And you can see that this kid is trouble. They don't want, nope, nobody understands. They're not willing to walk away. This is their friend. They don't want to give that up. Yes, sometimes you have to let them just fall on their ass. You do. And then it's, do not say I told you so. Say, okay, we discussed this. Now you understand my reasoning. But don't say I told you so. As much as you say it to yourself, don't say it out loud. But you have to let them fail. As the older they get, the more that life lesson is brought forward in who they date, who they marry, their profession, their schooling. You may have it, I've often talked about someone I knew years ago that she and her husband were hell-bent on having their son be a pharmacist. Hell-bent. This kid did not want to be a pharmacist. Brilliant child. He didn't want to go down that path. And they pushed and they pushed and they pushed. He's in college, living away from home in college. They didn't want him dating. College is all about the social aspect. Whether you're in a fraternity, a sorority, you have friends, you go to the games, you go to parties. It's part of the whole college experience that we all need to go through. We need to experience that. Nope, he wasn't supposed to do that. He met a girl. And I don't want to know if I want to say they fell in love, but he met a girl and they had a cow. They had a cow. They did not want him dating. He's a junior in college and they don't want him dating. You put your nose to the grindstone. You have room for that later. They pressured him and pushed him so hard, so far, he took his life. He couldn't deal with that. They would not allow him to be him. They wanted him to be who they wanted him to be. You cannot do that. Let people be who they are. Now, did they learn a life lesson from this? No. No, that's just who they are, whatever. But let people become who they want to become. For a lot of us, myself, I lost a child. How old was I? 19, I guess, when Claire died, due to domestic violence. It was heartbreaking. Everybody told me I should have left my ex-husband. I didn't. A lot of people blamed me when Claire died. because he beat me to the point the placenta separated, and she was delivered at 5 months. She couldn't make it. It was back in the 70s. She didn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and she passed. A lot of people blamed me. I blamed myself. I learned a big life lesson about that, and it did change me. Some for the good, some for the bad. I blocked it for a long time because I didn't want to acknowledge the pain I felt, the grief, the the overwhelming grief. A lot of things in life change us. We have to accept that. People around us, in our families, in our extended families, they have to accept that. When somebody goes through something like this, it can change you. Allow people to be who they are, not who you want them to be. When you go through cancer, it will change you. Absolutely, positively. Because the person you are before you were diagnosed and the person you are at the outcome are two different people, because you have survived so much. Yes, it can change your brain chemistry a little bit, but I'm not talking about that. I'm changing about how it can change your heart, your mindset. Back in the 80s, anybody that knows me from back in the 80s knows I was extremely vain. Not that I don't care about my looks now, because I definitely do. But I was a total bitch. Absolutely, positively. I was all about how I looked, how my son looked, how we dressed, where we lived, how much money I had, and the kind of car I drove. I wouldn't date anybody that didn't, that wasn't a doctor, that didn't earn at least X amount of money. And it was stupid. Looking back, oh my God, I want to apologize to so many people. Having health issues, serious, life-changing health issues, will change you and humble you. I am not that same person that I was in the 80s, thank God. People who, I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this. I'll just say veterans. The person, and I deal with veterans on a daily basis. The person they are when they go into the military and the person that comes home on leave may be the same person. After they're deployed into a war zone, honey, that person is not the same person. When they come home, they have witnessed so much. They have survived such horrors. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. And I have dealt with so many veterans, male and female, who were in Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran. And they come home with physical wounds, mental wounds, emotional wounds, and they're a different person. And they know that. They know. They are aware when they are home. I'm not the same person I was when I left. Their families expect them to be that same person, and they can't be. They're not that same person. I'm not the same person I was back in the 80s. But people expect me. Some people still perceive me as that person. Well, they don't know me very well, and that's on them. So if you're dealing with veterans, if you are a veteran, I want you to listen to me. If you're a veteran or the family member of a veteran, I turn up the volume and listen to this twice. The person that came home from that deployment has such deep wounds that they're going to carry with them the rest of their life. I pray they go into treatment if they need treatment, whether that's rehab, physical rehab for physical wounds, or rehab for the emotional, the PTSD, complex PTSD, the moral injury that they are suffering. Do not expect them to be the same person they were when they left. Don't put that burden on them. They're carrying enough burdens and guilt as it is. Allow them to be who they are when they come home. If they're not ready to go into counseling, honey, you go into counseling. You go see somebody and say, my husband, my wife, family member, whatever, just came back and, they're totally different. Help me to understand who they are and what I can do to support them. Because so many times, people don't want to acknowledge that you've changed. They're willing to see that you've changed, But it's all about casting blame. Well, you're different. Well, hell yes, I'm different. I'm different. Be willing to accept them for who they are, to work with them, not against them, to ask them, how can I best support you? I know I don't understand what you went through. Honey, as a nurse, I have taken care of, I don't know how many people with cancer. I took care of my mom who had cancer. But until you are the one with that port in your chest, until you're the one hooked up to the IVs, getting the chemo, you don't get it. Until you're the one under the knife having a double mastectomy, having whatever surgeries, having radiation, until it's you, you don't get it. You get it from a caregiver perspective, but you don't get it from the patient perspective. The same applies to the veterans. You don't get it until you are the one over there being shot at, having your best friend die in your arms, watching innocent people killed. You don't get it until you're there. So ask, how can I best support you? How can I best help you? And they may look you square in the face and say, I don't know. And that's okay. Love them. And if it comes to a point, God forbid, that they say, you know, I can't do this relationship anymore. It's not that they're giving up on you. It's not that they're giving up on themselves. It's simply they need space to figure it out without the pressure. And I have seen this happen with cancer patients, with people who have lost businesses, with people who have lost a child, with people who are veterans. They need time to figure it out without the pressure, without people breathing down their neck, without the expectations. Give them, if you love them, give them the space that they need and they deserve. If you are unwilling to do that, if you see that they've changed and they no longer fit in your life, tell them, I love you. I will always love you. This isn't working. I think we need to go our separate ways. Have the decency. Love them enough to walk away. You have to, because it's not about you. It's about them too. I hope this makes sense. I'm trying to get a lot of information in. Most of the YouTube videos, I try to keep under 15 minutes. But this is such a big topic. Do not emotionally abuse these people because they're struggling. They're trying to figure it out. It's not easy. Love them enough to let them figure it out, to be supportive and kind and nurturing. Sometimes you have to love them at arm's length till they figure it out, and that's okay. Just let them know you are there for them, day or night. If they start going towards addictions, whether that's drugs, alcohol, pornography, gambling, whatever, call them on it. Say, hey, I know what's going on. You may not realize it, but I think you may have a problem, because they can use addiction to try to distract them from the pain, to silence the pain that is in their heart and soul. Hopefully we can get them into counseling. I'm not saying me necessarily, but there are so many amazing places out there that are willing and able to help. If you know of somebody that needs help, that needs the guidance, please talk to them, help them find that resource. And sometimes they have to learn the life lesson on themselves. If they're not willing to get help, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you're ready to get the help. They have to be ready to get the help. I had to be ready to say, yes, I need chemo. You know, people have to be willing to say, yeah, I need heart surgery. Yeah, you're right, I need a bypass. Veterans, yeah, you have to get to the point, yeah, you need help. You can't do this on your own. And it's not a sign of weakness. It's probably one of the most courageous things you can ever do. You say, I need help to figure this out. Because you're carrying so many burdens. Talk to somebody that can help you take those burdens off your shoulders and figure it out. Because, baby, you are so worthy. I hope this makes sense. I really hope so. I wish everyone the ability to heal, to be your authentic self, and just love yourself for who you are, and to love others and accept others for who they are.